Yo, what's up, my friends? It's championship weekend. We're here. It's almost over. But we're coming off a great one last week. How about it, man? How about it? Now, did we hit the Texans plus 9.5? No, but we said, listen, we can tease that. We can tease it down to 2.5 with the Niners. And by God, thankfully we did, because the Niners barely escaped that one, got us the win. But let's not bury the lead here. Look, we have good weeks and bad weeks, but last week, our same game, Baker Mayfield parlay with Mike Evans touchdowns, passing yards, 2+ passing touchdowns, and a Mike Evans anytime we got there late, plus 680 on Caesars, plus 580, sorry, on Caesars. If you bet that, we talked about it. Anywhere else, like FanDuel, plus 369, you left over $200 on the table on a $100 bet. So please, if nothing else, make sure to shop the odds on any bet we're talking about today, on anything that you get into, even if it's nothing from this video. Make sure to shop the odds. Let's talk a little football. Before we do, reminder, BetMGM still has it going. Speaking of shopping odds, you bet $5, get $158 in bonus bets. It's that simple, my friends. $5 deposited, $5 bet, $158 in bonus bets coming back to you. That's it. You can lose the bet, and you get 158 in bonus bets. If you win the bet, maybe you rip 11-game parlay and you win, and you're set for months, maybe years. Doesn't matter. You still get $158 in bonus bets. And at the end of the day, if you lose your initial stake, you get your bonus bets, you lose all of that, you're only down $5. Actually, you'd probably be down more because you'd be betting those everywhere else with real money. So if you're not there yet, $5 gets you 158 in bonus bets. Win or lose, shop the odds, collect your free money, and let's talk football. Got to be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 2 games, Chiefs, Ravens, Lions, 49ers. We'll talk Chiefs, Ravens first. All right, well, man, Patrick Mahomes and company keep getting it done. This guy, 9-1-1 against the spread as an underdog for his career now. But let's be fair. Lamar Jackson, as a 7+ point favorite over the last 3 years, was 1-7. And he came on and just absolutely torched the Houston Texans last week. So you know what? You may say trends are meant to be broken. You know, the truth is, though, with this game where the Ravens are 3.5 point favorites, 44.5 point total in Baltimore, I get it. It's hard to bet against Mahomes. We rode with Mahomes last week. You know, we went with the trend. We went with Buffalo might find a way to mess this up. As good as Josh Allen is, I feel for Buffalo fans, by the way. I truly do. I can understand as an Eagles diehard. We got the monkey off our back in 2018. But up until that, it was just like a perennially good franchise that found ways to screw it up and lose games in big spots. And unfortunately for Josh Allen, he's had to contend with, well, Patrick Mahomes for a long time now. But here's the thing, man. They had every shot to win that game. The Chiefs still aren't right on offense. They're still not fixed on offense, okay? Yeah, Travis Kelce came through with 2 touchdowns, but that Bills defense had been banged up even after they got some guys back. The run defense looked highly suspect early in that game, and then Sean McDermott just decided to stop running the football to James Cook. Not sure what's going on there. And then I don't know what you're doing if you're trying to make a narrative-based cool story with Damar Hamlin, but throwing Damar Hamlin out there as a fake punt could have been even worse, to be honest, had Kansas City not fumbled that ball into the end zone. But the thing is, I keep coming back to this. Like, the one thing you're always going to come back to, and leave your, guys, as always, comment down below your favorite picks. Where are you going? Whether it's sides, props, you hitting any of these totals, let me know. I'd love to read and respond to all of them. And of course, follow me at Loughy_D on Twitter, LOUGHY_D, for any picks, any thoughts that I may not be putting out in this video. It is Wednesday, after all. I keep coming back to Mahomes 9-1-1 against the spread, right? As an underdog. But then I can't get away from the fact that Baltimore is just so good. So good, man. Like, this defense is fantastic. Fantastic. We saw Houston come in and rout Cleveland the week before. But then Baltimore came in and just took care of business. I mean, that looked like the most uneven matchup you could imagine. And I thought, maybe Houston comes in and hangs. They're a well-coached team. They got C.J. Stroud. The defense is overperformed. It didn't matter. After halftime, they just blew the doors off of Houston. Am I saying that's what happens here? No. Obviously, a Patrick Mahomes-led team, an Andy Reid coach team, is going to keep things competitive. Would I love to get Baltimore at 3 instead of 3.5? Yeah. But this offense is excellent. The run game is excellent. They can function everywhere at an elite level, and the defense is markedly better than anything as Kansas City has faced recently. Remember, Buffalo had a real chance to win that game. They shot themselves in the foot on multiple occasions and decided to abandon the run game. I don't think Baltimore does that here. Give me the Ravens -3.5, getting back to the Super Bowl, and Lamar Jackson, finally, an opportunity to say he's a world champion. Lions on the road against the 49ers. Got a little same game parlay action cooked up here for us. It's not as sexy as last week, right? I mean, we had the 580 on Caesars. We hit. It's a good feeling. Turning 100 into 580, netting 580 on. Listen, even if you only bet 10 on that or 20, still a nice profit. I just hope, I beg you guys, I hope that you went over to Caesars and did it there. And if it's on FanDuel one day, or if it's on BetMGM where you're getting the best odds one day, I hope you take the few minutes out of your day to shop around. You can do so on OddsShopper. We've got it all covered for you with the parlay builder that's literally giving you the best odds on every single bet. But if not, do it yourself. Do it manually. Make sure you're not, and you would have been leaving hundreds of dollars on the table, right? But let's talk about the side here first, the spread and the total. Niners are 7-point favorites. Everybody loves the Lions this week. I get it. This is, Jacob said to me producing this video, he's a team of destiny, and I get it, right? But are we going to ignore the fact that, like, Todd Bowles calls that timeout, gets the ball back? Bucs were only down by one possession. And Baker Mayfield lit that defense up for 300-plus yards and 3 passing touchdowns. He had his way with them on the deep ball, in the middle of the field, short passing attempts, all of that. And the Lions over the last 5 games have allowed 300-plus passing yards in all of them. Mind you, one was Baker, one was Matthew Stafford. 2 of them were Nick Mullins. The other one was Dak Prescott. I understand that Brock Purdy did not look great last week. Raining all game, pretty bad weather, but forget about that. And we know that Deebo Samuel's questionable, but it looks like he's going to play. They're saying 50-50 in a playoff game. Sounds more likely than not that he's going to be out there, right? But you have this team that is just dominant after the catch. You have Ayuk, you have McCaffrey, you have Kittle, you have Deebo, even if he's not 100%. And the Lions, one thing that they're very strong at, they're good at bringing pressure, right? Like Aiden Hutchinson, they can get pressure on a quarterback. They don't blitz a lot, but they can get a lot of pressure on a quarterback. Brock Purdy under pressure this year, 2nd in passing yards, 2nd in completion percentage, 3rd in yards per attempt, 3rd in touchdowns. Now, the Lions secondary has been awful, but a lot of it's been on the deep ball. Now, I know a lot of people go like, yeah, well, like dink and dunk, and that's kind of how Purdy does it. What if I told you that on deep passes this year, balls that travel 20-plus yards through the air, Purdy's 30 for 47 with an 11-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Those are good numbers. And I know San Fran's pass blocking hasn't been as good as it was last year, but he's been good under pressure. And when you can get the ball out to Kittle and Ayuk, even if Deebo's not 100%, even if he's not out there, like Christian McCaffrey, he just has an embarrassment of riches. If you think that Purdy struggles as much as he did last game, credit the Packers, as much as he did against the Packers, then, you go Lions here. But also, Packers have a much better secondary than the Lions. It's not even, of all the 4 teams playing on this slate, the Lions secondary is markedly worse than any of the other ones out there. Look, early in the week, it was San Fran -6.5. That would have been the spot. It's at 7 now. I do like the Niners at -7. I know everybody loves the Lions. Let me know, again, in the comments. Are you riding the Lions here? You riding the team of destiny? I get it. Maybe money line, maybe just taking the spread. But they've struggled. And I think they're going to have a real tough time slowing down this passing attack. I also think over 50.5 looks pretty good because I still have confidence that this Lions offense will put up some numbers. I just don't think it'll be enough. And I also think the real high-risk moves that Dan Campbell makes could either come up huge for the Lions or it could kill them. If he ends up going for it, my buddy Ben said this on our DFS show this morning, he ends up going for it on, 4th and 5 on his own 30 and it doesn't work, and you're putting Purdy already in field goal range with a shot to put the dagger down, that looks even worse. So give me the Niners -7. Now let's talk same game parlay here. We hit last week. We'll go back to the well. Let me say, last week I loved it. You could tell by the tone of my voice. This week, I don't hate it, but I don't like it as much. But I wanted to give you guys something, and I want to have something fun to sweat, and I will be betting this myself. Brock Purdy, over 272.5 passing yards. Brock Purdy, over 2.5 touchdowns, so 3+ touchdowns, passing touchdowns, and a George Kittle anytime touchdown. So this is similar to what we did last week with Baker Mayfield, yards, touchdowns, and Mike Evans anytime touchdown, except in this case, it's Purdy, yards, touchdowns, and a George Kittle anytime. So I did my due diligence for you guys. FanDuel plus 444, DraftKings plus 480, BetMGM plus 425, Caesars plus 490. So I think here, Caesars or DraftKings, either one of them looks good to me. You're not giving up a ton of value going to plus 480, but it's definitely better than FanDuel or, in this case, BetMGM. Now, other times, BetMGM is going to have by far the best odds. FanDuel, by far the best odds. Just shop around. So that'll do it, guys. Championship weekend is here. Let's have some fun. Let's hit them. Let's sweep the board. And if we don't, we'll be back for the Super Bowl regardless. Appreciate you hanging out with me all season long. Before you go, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. And like I said, $5 into 158 in bonus bets on BetMGM if you're not there yet. Have yourself a winning week without actually needing to win. We'll see you guys back here for the next one. Peace.